The Corner Store Podcast's Thanksgiving special. It's 8 p.m., and we're thrilled to have you join us for an unforgettable evening. We've lined up a feast of conversations just for you. Tonight, Nurse Marjorie Nesby sheds light on Black health, while Micah, Meshach King, and Edmond Richardson dive into the intriguing Glennville versus Mayberry debate. Get ready for passionate discussions on sports and HBCU experiences with Kelly K-Rock Murphy, Roderick Slick King, Shannon Hot Dog Howard, and Xavier Big Gooch Lewis. Plus, we've got Thanksgiving laughs with tales of exotic dishes and those memorable kitchen mishaps. Stay tuned for the spotlight on Glennville IGA's big moves back in the day and the riveting tale of Ricky Guest versus Latrice Collins. And of course, join in our community poll. Who's the top mechanic in Glennville? Sit back, relax, and let's kick off the show with some insightful discussions and Thanksgiving cheer.
Hey, welcome to the Corner Store and happy holidays and happy Thanksgiving to you all. Once again, I'm your host, Shannon Hot Dog Howard, and I have some other hosts I'm going to bring on here shortly. We got Edmond Richardson, Big Al, Big Gooch, and Roderick Slick King. What's going on, fellas? Happy holidays to you.
What up, fellas? G-Ville in the house.
What it do?
All right, cool. We're going to dive right into the show because we know a lot of people are probably cooking and probably trying to pay attention at the same time. But this is an important topic that we want to touch on while we can and get someone with some expertise on, and someone from GVGA, Glennville, Georgia, Joanne and James Cook daughter. We got Miss Marjorie Cook coming to the stage. Let's welcome Marjorie. Show her some hearts, everybody, if you're looking in.
Them singles. That's them singles.
I can't.
Them singles.
Yeah. Welcome to the Corner Store, Marjorie. What you remember about the Corner Store, Marjorie?
No, listen, I'm not even gonna lie. Those skid marks in the store.
Skid marks.
Y'all know who put them there.
From the face?
When Miss Blanche ran through that store.
Oh, shit.
And the skid marks, that was.
Oh, showed.
Now, come on, y'all. Listen, those skid marks was in that store, but that was it.
Oh,
they never got them skid marks out of the floor in that store.
Man, I forgot all about that, but you brought us back with that.
Come on. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we know you're doing your thing, taking care of the people and doing your thing with the nursing. So we want to go in and have you come on and talk about how important Black health is these days. There's been so many in our generation that have came along in our class that have passed that.
Exactly.
Like Leroy Brown says, people dying that ain't never died before. So just tell us a little bit about how important Black health is. Give us some tidbits or tips or anything of that nature you want to share with those who are watching.
Okay. Well, I mean, we were always taught that health was wealth, and as far as the Black community, it's vital. It's very vital for us to take care of ourselves, and a lot of us are leaving too soon because of neglecting to take care of basic things, and doing basic things, as far as regular checkups, going to the doctor. And a lot of that stems from we don't trust. We have no trust in the healthcare system. So because there at one point there were not a lot of people that looked like us that were actually practicing, but that narrative has changed. There are more people of color who are embracing nursing, more people of color who are actually practitioners that are actually doing the care, and the main providers in the healthcare field. So we have more people that look like us, but still, it's more prevalent now than ever. We're dying from things that, if properly maintained, or managed, that wouldn't be the case, such as diabetes, hypertension or high blood pressure, common things. And a lot of it stems from, of course, hereditary. Some things are hereditary, but our diet, contributes to a lot of that. Um, and in recent couple of years, we had a rough couple of years, especially in the Glennville area. We lost a lot of people in that area due to COVID, and a lot of that, stemmed from a lot of misinformation was put out initially, where it was minimized as not being that serious, and then, just myths. And I will be the first one to tell you, everything that you see on social media is not true. And some people we won't take the time to do the research or sit down and speak with someone who actually is working in the field, who's actually knowledgeable about different things and get their honest opinion, or their from their knowledge base, get their expertise from that standpoint. So, we just go off of what we think. And unfortunately, I think it costs a lot of lives. And I can speak from a personal experience and as far as from a clinician. I contracted COVID whenever the first wave came around, the deadly wave. And, anyone that said that it wasn't real, I can speak and say, yes, it was real. Because our sister thought she was going up out of here. So I chose to get vaccinated, and I pushed vaccination to my family members because I did not want an ounce of prevention. And even from, when we were little, I know growing up, that was a part of, just part of the process. You got vaccinated, it didn't take me out. But a lot of people were just so, leery about getting the vaccinations, and it cost a lot of lives. And I think a lot of that could have been prevented had we had the knowledge, and someone just really explained things to us. And that was lacking in the Black community. It was lacking.
Gotcha. That's a lot of great feedback, and coming from someone who's traveled the U.S. to combat COVID and take care of patients from the West Coast to the East Coast to the Midwest. So I salute you and thank you for all you do, and thank you for coming on and sharing that. And Roderick,
before she get off, Marjorie, I saw a lot of comparison to the Tuskegee experiment with the COVID vaccine. I thought that was some misinformation. A lot of people don't really know the history of the Tuskegee experiment. But I saw that comparison, and I see a lot of you had a key moment when you said a lack of trust. I'm starting to, with me being a supervisor, being in the military, I had to, talk to a lot of my airmen about getting their kids vaccinated. Some of them refused to get kids vaccinated. And I'm not talking about folks that are per se not from the South, or not, maybe from Philly, New York, where they, have different, kind of different perspectives on life. I'm talking about people that grew up not even 30 minutes from me. Vaccination was just a thought, a second thought. And now they're not vaccinating their kids, measles, different things like that. They're fighting it. What do you think that stems from?
Well, a lot of it, I definitely say it stems from just mistrust. I mean, bottom line, they have, information. They know that if there's an outbreak of measles, what it could potentially do, especially in a school setting. It could be detrimental, to have a child that is not vaccinated, it could be detrimental to them if they contract it. And they should have that information. And most pediatricians or most doctors will go into detail and speak with you on those type of things.
But
But
somebody told
it
me,
just
hey, but Marjorie, somebody told me that I got my information off Facebook, so I'm smarter than y'all are, you know. So how do I combat that? How do I fight a joker that tell me that, you know, the dude that made a C+ in school didn't even finish school, he's pushing this narrative out there. How do we combat that?
well, like I say, that's misinformation. And unfortunately, if we don't take the time to do the research and gather this information for ourselves, I mean, we're like sheep led to the slaughter.
Yes,
You'll
ma'am.
believe anything,
Yeah, he is.
anything that's put out there. And unfortunately, there's a lot of things that I come across on Facebook, and I'm like, what? Oh my goodness. You know, a lot of stuff that's put out there. And it's like people take it because if they speak somewhat as if they know and they could be just wrong as two left shoes, they'll run with it. And I've had to stop a lot of people like, no, 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 no. That is not true. You know, that's not true. And I
Can
mean,
I?
I'll stand on it all day long.
Yes, ma'am.
I got a question.
Hmm.
What role do you feel politics has played in this whole debate around vaccinations and COVID and the other vaccinations that you talked about?
Well, like I said, initially, whenever COVID first um, came on the scene, when it first started hitting here in the U.S., I think politics played a big a role in it because when you have, you know, we had the leader of our country basically minimizing someone with no medical knowledge base, you know, referring to COVID as similar to the common cold, you know, and no more deadly than the common cold, which he had no idea of what he was talking about. And a lot of people took that and ran with it. And
Yeah.
as a result of that misinformation, I think it cost a lot of lives. So
Yep.
politics played a huge role. Then it came into play as far as the availability of vital equipment. You know, it was like a power trip. Then as far as the vaccine being available, you know, it was a power trip. And I think politics played a huge role in that. Even in the state of Florida where I reside, because our governor refused to receive any assistance or any help, and a lot Florida took a major hit.
Yeah, we did. Took a
Florida took a
huge
major
hit.
hit.
Yep, yep. All right, great feedback. And if you guys are tuned in, this is the Corner Store Podcast, Thanksgiving special edition. We have special guest, Nurse Marjorie, soon to be Dr. Marjorie, hopefully one day. And she's filling us in on Black health and COVID misinformation. And I do think politics had a lot to do with it as well. And
It did.
not only with COVID misinformation, but also educational misinformation. And it continues to go
Hmm.
on to this day. So, and Marjorie, we know you got to get back to work, but just want to see
Yes.
if you had any parting shots or anything else you wanted to say. Any last questions before she goes, guys?
No, thank you, Marjorie.
Yeah, appreciate it, Margie.
You
Happy
all are
Thanksgiving.
welcome. And make sure, you know, you guys are going to get your regular checkups. You know, most of you all are around my age and, you know, we hitting that 50 or close to that 50. Some of you aren't,
I
but
got
make
my
sure you're,
colonoscopy done.
that's it. Make sure you're going to get your regular checkups. And if
I ain't doing that
you
shit
are
no
not
more.
content with your, I don't blame you. If you're not content with the doctor that you have chosen, choose another one. If that doctor is not meeting your needs and you don't feel comfortable, guess what? You find another one. You find someone who will listen
And Margie, that's what
to
I had to do.
your
Yeah,
needs and will provide the care that you.
that's what I had to do. I had a doctor that
So
I
it's
wasn't
not an
comfortable,
excuse to just go. Yeah,
and I changed up. I think I would just
yeah.
within 6 months that he was just. I was like, hey, you gonna take some blood work? Cause I'm a diabetic, so I make sure I take care of myself, do the right thing, And I'm like, hey, you gonna order some blood work? No, not right now. We don't need to do. I said, man, you crazy. Okay, let me get somebody else. Cause you can't look at me and tell whether my numbers are up or down or whatever. My A1C is where it's supposed to be under 7 without running any blood work. Me as a black male, I'm not afraid to go to the doctor and or tell family that I'm sick or something. And that's where a lot of this stuff comes from. A lot of men are afraid to go that distance. Say something. No, I'm in there. I feel my life is important for my kids and my family, that I need to be here.
Exactly. And that's it. You have to take the initiative, because you do have some that will overlook you and won't listen to what you have to say.
Right.
And it's your right. You know, if you have that type of a doctor, you know what? Then that's not the one for you. You need to find another one.
Right.
Well,
Because how are they going to properly take care of you if they won't even do the basic thing? Communication is key. If they won't
Yes.
even listen to you, then how are they going to properly take care of you?
Big facts. Big facts. All right. Well, thank you, Mark. We don't want you to be late.
But it was good chatting with you guys. I'll be listening in, but I'm going to sign off for right now.
All right. We're going to blow that
And
Robert
y'all don't
King
eat too
horn
much
for you
tomorrow.
before you leave. All right, let's get some hearts for Miss Marjorie Nesby. Thank you for coming on, Marjorie. Good stuff. All right, moving on to the next topic. We got the power players, paper and politics, with Edmond Richardson and Micah King. I saw a post you did not too long ago, Micah, about Glennville being compared to Mayberry, and there's actually no similarities after you think about it. So if you want to just touch on that op-ed that you put in the paper, and I know Edmond encouraged you to get it done, just put it out there on the table, put it out there in front of everybody so we can check it out and see what you're saying.
Oh yeah. So the piece is called Mayhem and Mayberry. You can see it on my Facebook page, both of them, personal and the community page that I'm going to repurpose. But basically, it was just taking that whole comparison that Glennville was Mayberry from both sides. Some taking it as a term of pride and endearment, and some using it as a criticism. But when you kind of unpack what Mayberry is and look at why it was created for the world that it was created for, there's some similarities, but really none at all. Because at the end of the day, Mayberry is make-believe. And some people have an idea, a fake idea really of what Glennville is and how it operates. And there's a group that wants to keep it that way, that wants to live in their fantasy world and wants to live in this place where there's everything is perfect for everybody, right? Everything is perfect. There's no issues. There's no need to change. There's no need to grow. There's no need to mess up anything. It's perfect. It's a perfect world. It's a utopia. But we know that's just not what it is. It's not a utopia. There is a need for change. There is a call for growth. There are other people than the major players in town, the ones who control the land, if you will. There are other people who have other needs. So we can't ignore that. And that's basically what I was trying to break down in the op-ed that I wrote.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Do you think it was receptive? Our community accepted it, our counterparts might not have accepted it. What kind of feedback have you gotten off of it?
Mostly positive from the people who understand where I was coming from. It's like, hey, this is exactly how we feel. This is what we've been trying to tell them. From the other side, honestly, I won't hear a whole lot unless I run into them in person, because they may not be the loudest ones on Facebook at the moment. Now, during the election, it was a different story, but at the moment, they won't be the loudest ones on Facebook. But even if they don't read it, we still know how they feel, right? It's no hiding how they feel. They made that really clear, and they're going to continue to make it clear how they feel.
Gotcha. So, and I'm gonna bring you into this one, Edmond. Do you think change won't change until they're willing to help it or lead the charge and change? Because if you look at a lot of civil rights laws that pass, we really were, I would say we helped with the change, but it was our counterparts who led the change. Like, look at who started the NAACP. It was white, our counterparts that helped start it. And a lot of the stuff they passed, and you can chime in at any time, Edmond, but how do we pull them in to make the change with us?
See, the problem with Glennville, and I experienced this my short time back here is that they are comfortable with the. And I actually used Mayberry one time in a meeting that I spoke in because of how they go about zoning, land use, how they go about rewriting the code. Micah would tell you they were actually trying to rewrite the entire organizational act, the governing authority of the city. And I was like, what are y'all doing? This makes no sense. But because they are, I believe, living in their Mayberry where they feel like whatever they say goes, they don't take into consideration how other people feel in other parts of the city. As long as the powers that be that run the farms, that run the banks, and they're okay, then we're okay with the status quo. There's no problem here in Glennville as long as those individuals are okay. And that's the problem.
Gotcha. Exactly. Gotcha. I mean, that's really the perfect way to put it. It's like they've created this world. They created this world where they can operate and move about how they feel and make all the money, control all the land, control what comes here and what goes. And them and their family,
they make money off of it.
Yeah, them and their family, they're going to continue to live and make money off of that way of life. But it isn't conducive for anybody else to really be super successful. And when you come in and try to interrupt that, they take issue with it.
And they look at you as the bad guy.
Yeah, you're definitely the bad guy. And
they got too many supporters to follow behind them. So, you're going to stay the bad guy,
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm still here, y'all. I have a question for Micah. As far as I'm kind of on the outside looking in, but I see what's going on because I still own property in Glennville and I frequent Glennville fairly regularly, and I have family there. I don't understand, how they don't see that, I get it, they don't want to see, that change needs to take place in Glennville. You don't even have a decent grocery store. You don't even have, just any form of entertainment for the children. It's not growing. So, I don't understand. Do you think it's because it's comfortable for them or for a certain demographic of people, it's comfortable for them?
Yeah.
And so that is all that they're concerned with?
Yeah. See, my thing with that, Marjorie, is that no one ever wants to give up their advantage. And that's the problem. Growth brings change. And growth occurs. That means that you may not have all the clout that you once had. If all these people start coming here, military families and things of that nature, that thinks differently than the old guard. So that's threatened by growth.
Yeah. So
exactly, because I was looking at during the election, all of the talk, people were saying that they need more places to eat and more entertainment, and they were so adamant against it. And I'm like, what is going on? Am I in a time warp? That growth has to occur. Because if growth never occurs, they're gonna die.
Yeah, they have this preconceived notion that growth equals negativity for some reason. Just automatically, growth equals more crime. Growth equals, just the same idea you see at the national level, where it's like, oh, we got to build a wall and we got to control, who's coming in, who's going, because it automatically increases, all the negative things. But that's not necessarily how it works, right? You do need new, fresh ideas. And you need more people,
And it shouldn't be one person that is allowed to spearhead and bring in, that should be, where's equal opportunity? where, multiple people, if they have business ideas, me personally, I just don't think that it will be received as well as it is, for certain people.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, because it's like basically all of the eating establishments, it's basically owned by one person.
Yeah, and they were cool with that one person until he decided to run for mayor.
He found out how white he was.
Yeah, he found out that he was just one of us. Roderick can say this better than I can. He was one of us who owned restaurants. That's all he was.
Slick. Man. Yeah.
Come on, Slick.
Nah. It's a family show. And but it's a family show. Let me tell you this: there's nothing gonna change with Glennville until the right people won't change. Even if you go back, and you'll be surprised who are the people that are pushing that narrative about they don't want Glennville to change. And it's some black folks that's doing that too. Some of them, me and my dad talked, years ago about Glennville and the development. Some of them guys, they don't want Hinesville. They don't like living in places like that. We've kind of moved out. We got used to having a Walmart around the corner. We got used to having our fair share of what we want to eat. A lot of our parents and some of our older aunts, and guess what? They don't really care about that too much. And like I said, that's not a big priority to them. You know what I'm saying? So, Glennville, like I said, Glennville's gonna have a problem until a lot more military families come in. When you getting rich and you selling that farmland and you selling and new homeowners come in, guess what happens? You bringing in a lot of different ideas and different mindsets, and Glennville's gonna change, and they're gonna force the change. But right now, the right people haven't been pushed to change it.
Well, they
Right.
aren't.
It seems like they always vote against their own interests. And I know, man, you had a good conversation in our group chat, Roderick, about messaging and then not seeing direct impacts and then not being pandered to for certain things that would impact your family versus a collective impact as a group. And me and Edmond kind of talked about it a little bit. And I think the messaging from the Democratic Party is so bad to where they're making a lot of changes, but the messaging is being overshadowed by all the nonsense or the noise coming from the other side, or the lack of information and education on our side for certain communities. And Edmund, I know you said you wanted to speak to that a little bit, as far as you may not feel it or may not see it, but it's impacting you directly in one way or another when it comes to the achievements and accomplishments that have been taking place.
Yeah, because I think it's indicative of who we are as a community. We value appearance and the light stuff over substance. And so I'll give you an example. Like, if you look at everything that this administration has done, and I will go, I always tell people this when I'm talking about this, is that Jay-Z said it best: men and women lie, but numbers don't. If you look at what this administration has accomplished in the first 2 years of its administration with a evenly divided Congress, it has produced more legislation than the most legislation of any president since LBJ, which was the Great Society program that brought us Head Start, all these educational programs, and food, some of the things that are helping people who get caught, in situations that need a little help. But this man has passed infrastructure bill, expanded access to health care, actually had a child tax credit that lowered the poverty rate in the African-American community. Even the whole student loan thing, what my argument to people about that is, that was going to help more minority people, because guess what? We carry more debt than our white counterparts because of institutional racism, because many Black people attended school for the first time in their family. So they didn't have land to leverage, or they didn't have a GI Bill to take advantage of. They didn't have those things. So they had to, I'm one of them, had to take out loans to go to college. But he's doing things there. The most investments into HBCUs. You know, one president said, oh yeah, I'm going to fund these HBCUs. But what he don't tell people, and what people don't understand, is that he zeroed it out. Budget. It was Congress that put the money back in, and now he's taking credit for it. But Biden even went a step further. He invested $9 billion more into our HBCUs. And so it's these things that, you know, people we like to, you know, we like, oh, Biden's old. Well, give me Biden in a wheelchair. If he keeps winning and stacking up wins like this, I'll take him on in a wheelchair, a cane. But my issue is no one ever talks about Trump. Trump is 3 years younger than Biden. But no, you would never hear the other side demonize Trump. They're going to support him because they know what he's going to deliver for them. But we get caught up on the cosmetic stuff and not the actual wins. And that's my problem in our community.
I don't mean any disrespect. I don't mean any disrespect because I still live here. But I don't want to hear nobody in Glennville talk about the age of the president.
You better say it. I said I can use that example.
And me either.
And I mean, you might as well put it out there, Michael.
You have your mayor follow.
I'm just saying, I don't want to. Nobody in Glennville should talk about the age of the president because I mean, the mayor we just elected has to be close to the same age.
Yeah.
I mean,
but the leading nominee for the Republican Party that said.
I got a question for Edmond and Micah, and I talked with Hot Dog. Me and Hot Dog man had several conversations, especially like on the phone during COVID. You know, different things. My own daddy told me that I was a bougie Republican, and Roderick King told me. He called me a bougie Republican, and I had one of my partners from back in the day told me I was a white boy and black skin, and I laughed because they don't know me. You get what I'm saying? Them guys don't know me at all. Now, what I can tell you, politics wise, I am a moderate. I would say moderate liberal. You know, that means I don't really care how you live your life. You know what I'm saying? But don't force that lifestyle on me. I also believe that, you know, I got it. What the Democrat Party is doing, you know, I got it. I think that's a great ideal to help pay for or at least help stop the school, you know, the tuition. Yes, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I have yet to pay $1 for college. I got a GI Bill. My wife got a GI Bill. I had 2 kids go on scholarship. You know, look like my third one is going on scholarship, and I'm 100% disability, and look like my daughter's gonna be able to go to school for free. Now, people gonna say, I'm not saying that, but I earned that. You know, I went in the military, and that opportunity existed for everybody. So, you know, I'm not gonna feel sorry or bad about that at all. Now, I've been blessed, and I understand that. I don't say that you shouldn't, or the government shouldn't pay that. I don't say that at all. I stay out of that argument. What I was explaining to you guys was that in my current state, you know, like I said, and to be honest with you, some people are gonna say I grew up with a silver spoon in my mouth. But in my current state, the Democratic Party right now has not really looked in some of the needs that I need to be addressed. All right. I'm definitely never going to, the Republicans, they have not, don't get me wrong, bro. I am never voting for a Republican. I don't care what y'all say. You know what I'm saying? Now, but some of their policies I believe in. Some of the Democratic policies I believe in. Some of the Democratic policies I think are just as bad as the Republican policies. You know, like I told you, I mentioned some stuff off camera that I won't do on camera because you can lose your job. You know, so messaging, please, you know, tell me Why should I go in there and support Biden again when he has not really done nothing for the middle class black man? Tell me why. Now, he's probably going to get my vote, but tell me, why should I?
I'll push back a little bit of that. See, the Democrat Party biggest issue to me is we are a big tent, right? So you have different constituencies inside of the Democratic Party. So it's always a tug of war. And I submit to you, Roger, I wouldn't be ashamed by your stance because most African Americans are conservative Democrats, socially conservative, but physically liberal, right? They believe in helping other people, doing things, making sure that we have a social safety net and those things there. But when you look at everything this president has done, has been to assist the middle class. But yes, you can get so much done. And see, this is why I was on Facebook. I think I posted a meme a while ago. I said, I believe having PE coaches teach civics is why we where we are. See, most people think that when the president gets elected, that the president is a dictator. He's not. We have 3 branches of government. He can only propose legislation. If that doesn't pass, if Congress doesn't get on board, which you need 60 votes in the Senate. So you can actually just be an obstructionist and destroy this man's agenda and then go out and campaign and say, oh, he didn't do anything. But he's done a lot. That's the reason why I said he even reached across the aisle to get Republicans to help him on the infrastructure bill that was like $1.2 trillion. And many Republicans voted against that. And now they're out campaigning in their districts, even in this state of Georgia, campaigning for projects that he got passed through that bill. And so he did that, bringing the chips back. Like he's going to bring back, I think around about $3 trillion of investments around chips, bringing those jobs back from Taiwan, investing in America. Who you think gonna benefit from that? That car plant that's being built in Georgia. Yes, Kemp taking credit for it, but that came through the Build Back Better bill that passed last year, where it put many investments in green energy and all those things, and it's going to benefit this region and bring jobs. It's going to produce more middle class families by paying a livable wage, probably about $20-30 an hour or more. And so those are the things that this man is doing, but it gets clouded because we play a zero-sum game. It's like I learned in college that politics is all about who gets what, when, and where, and the art of the possible. And we know, although I'm supporting him, I may only get 30% this time, but that's 30% more than zero. And so we got to play that long ball in politics. In the African-American community, oftentimes we get so frustrated because we don't get everything. We just take our ball and go home and say, well, I'm not voting for nobody. But guess what happens when you do that? Then they win because they get whoever ran that presidency gets to appoint Supreme Court justice that can be counterproductive to everything that we stand for, striking down the Voting Rights Act, eliminating a woman's right to choose. All these things that we cherish on the legal side, those things can be eliminated because we take our ball and go home and say we don't want to play ball anymore.
Yeah, and we have to pay attention past the presidential election, because even after the presidential election, we still have to go vote for state representatives who, like Edmond said, right now they're out campaigning on policies that was put in place from Washington, but at the same time talking against Washington. So they've mastered the messaging where they can, spin it like, hey, I'm down here on the ground level and this is what we're doing to this bridge, and they go to a specific city and say this road or this state highway was fixed because of, all the things we've done with infrastructure. But they pick out the extremes in Washington. So they pick out the extremes to kind of like people, the moderate Democrats, to turn them away or turn them off of the Democratic Party. So they'll bring up some of the extreme right stuff that some people might be going on. So that way they kind of throw up smoke and mirrors, if you will, to get you to at the state level, at the congressional level, at the Senate level. And like I said, Ossoff and Warnock, they're doing a whole bunch of work for Georgia. So we talk about high-speed internet and broadband. When we talk about getting money to black farmers, but not only black farmers, the small farmer. So not just the large farmer, but the small farmer of all races. They're doing that, and they're of the Democratic Party. But when the rest of the state, especially in the Southeast area, is pretty much Republican, then they tend to start to take credit for it because, again, they're closer to the ground level. And a lot of us, the Black community, we don't pay attention past the presidential election. So you need to find out who your council person is, who your sheriff is, who's sitting on the federal court in your area, who your state representative is, your state senator, what boards are they sitting on, or what committees are they sitting on in the state government or in the state capitol, because they do make a lot of decisions that impact us. Because even though they did expand some of the food stamp and the Medicare stuff, guess who won't accept it in the state of Georgia? The state house, the governor, the state representatives, they won't accept some of those benefits that could benefit us on the ground level. So we have to pay attention.
Mike, and I salute. Hey, Micah, I salute the Democratic Party. I think that they are doing a lot for low-income families. I think help trying to raise the level of poverty, trying to get more middle class. What I'm telling you is that when I'm already there, they're missing the message to me to keep me at middle class or help me improve. I got it. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not hating. They can give everybody $1,000 worth of food stamps. They ain't giving me food stamps. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm telling you. I'm telling you is they giving the farmers a loan. I hadn't planned the shit. I don't. That ain't for me. That ain't for me. The HBCU. I ain't with the HBCU. I don't have a loan. What I'm telling you is that, when you got a big tent, sometimes when you feed everybody, you got to start feeding everybody in that tent. You get what I'm saying? You got to start feeding everybody in that tent. You can't just decide that the top of the tent, oh, well, they okay, they fine, and just feed everybody at the bottom. If you understand that concept, what I'm saying, go ahead.
And I think too, when you even look at tax rates, like one of the things you can credit him with, like nobody experienced a tax rate increase over $400,000. That's the reason why I laugh at people talking, oh, Joe Biden raising tax. Come talk to me when you make over $500,000. You hear a lot of people saying that, and we vote against you hear a lot of people like, oh, Joe Biden is a tax rate.
Well, let me tell you, speaking from my perspective, they need to decrease mine, because I tell you what,
hey, somebody raised mine. Hey,
when I say
the much money I done gave in the last 2 years, I'm mad.
When I tell you, I think I probably paid some yearly income into the IRS. I'm tired.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff. Great feedback from all perspectives. Yeah. And like I go back to, a lot of stuff can be a deterrent from you incurring a detriment, Roderick. If they didn't pass these things, you could be paying more taxes. Your VA benefits that you get could be impacted because Republicans recently tried to block them a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, I got you.
So you may not see the impact of what you're receiving, but it could be the thing that they're keeping you from by the laws they pass or put back on the block or reinstore with it. So,
well, the original statement was about messaging. What I'm telling you is that I understand everything that's in the Democratic Party. What I told you was that what they're missing is the moderate family, that moderate conservative family member, that middle class person. The messaging has not. They're losing that group of people. That's what I'm telling you.
Got you. I agree with you because the messaging is terrible in my perspective.
Yeah.
So
great conversation. That's been a problem with the Democratic Party for the last 50 years. Yeah, for the last 50 years, that's been the issue with the Democratic Party because you have so many people in your party. See, if you're more of a monolith like the Republicans, they know their message can stay the same. Lower taxes, smaller government, and people don't even know what it means, and they out here saying these three things. But Democrats, you have so many people in the tent, you're having to address the needs of all people. Like right now, in order to keep this coalition together, you You got to appease the young folk who know tuition is extremely high. You got to appease African Americans. You got to appease Asians. You got to appease the LGBT community, because we have a coalition that we brought together in order to govern and to win the majority in this country. And you don't have the Republican Party doesn't have to worry about those things, because the party is still strictly mainly white.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, so it almost feels like you have kind of like one party is the idea that America is one thing, and the other party that has the idea that America can be a whole bunch of different things, and they're trying their best to create that, but the other party is constantly. So it's like that. It's a struggle between the idea, or the idea that some people have, and the spirit that they believe in, what America should look like, and the other side.
They've been hijacking patriotism for years.
And then you got Roderick in the middle.
Right.
For years.
Right.
Yeah, man.
American. I'm American.
Give it up, man.
Colin
If you're just
Kaepernick.
tuning in, this is the Corner Store Podcast. Share this. We're trying to see if we're on to something. I mean, we're getting a lot of feedback about people wanting more of these type of conversations, and to get it from a hometown flavor does a good thing for our hometown. So give us some hearts, some likes, some laughing emojis, and all that good stuff. We're done with the paper and politics portion of the show. Now it's time to get into the entertainment side of it, where we have stories. And see what else we have here. All right, we have stories, coaching situation that recently took place in Tattnall. Who should be the next coach? HBCU's experiences and sports. And this is going to be led up by Big Gooch and Kelly K-Rock. What it do, my guys? There's a recent incident that's taken social media by national storm, where a coach was recently in the news said to be fired because he allowed his players to get baptized. What are your thoughts on that? And do you agree with it? Yay or nay? And I know Edmond's going to chime in from a legal and an educational standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, I really can't say where I agree or not agree. I mean, I see where the man's heart was at and everything, but as we know, it's still more to the story to what happened from what, we're being told by people who's there in Glennville and everything. For as replacing him, and this me speaking to me, finding a coach to replace that now in times is going to be hard, because I know the school is running, the board is running the way they wanted to run. We don't have it how we used to have, where we had our coach, Coach Hall, Coach Thompson, you know what I'm saying? The way they talked to us, the way they coached us, the way they taught us. You don't have that more in Tattnall. I done been to a few games, and I can see it on the sideline. I can hear it in the stands. You can't do this. You can't do that. They're not allowed to do this. They're not allowed to say that, because now it's around to that board, the school board, or certain parents who's up there dictating everything. I'm sorry the coach lost his job. I wish it didn't happen. I don't know much about him. I heard he was a good guy and everything, but
he ain't win nothing.
Certain things have to be done certain ways. You can't bring that in.
Probably should have been practicing.
You say should have been practicing instead of being baptized.
And I agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey, they look pretty damn fresh. They were when they were getting baptized.
I mean, like you said, Edmond could touch more on the situation at hand, but it just, I'm really like my boy Slick. I mean, your time should have been focused on, hey, how we gonna win this game next week? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The only issue I think most people will have with it, and from a legal standpoint, is it's a violation of the Establishment Clause. I heard some of the comments on Facebook from people in Glennville saying, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with that." Well, let's put the shoe on the other foot. What if that was an imam out there doing something to convert those kids into Muslims? How would those same parents feel? That's the reason why we have the Establishment Clause, where you can't do those types of things on government property. Although I'm a Christian, and I think everybody on here are Christian, we just don't. You'll be highly ticked off if your kids came home and said they got converted to a Muslim without you knowing about it. And so we don't know what some of those other kids out there could have been that didn't decide to be a part of this. They could have been offended, and so that it's there to protect us. And the beauty of the Constitution, although we talk about different things, is that it protects the tyranny of the majority, and that is the reason why we have that there, so that even if I'm in the minority, my rights still should not be violated. And so I felt like he violated the Constitution by doing that.
Agree.
Yeah, you're on mute, Kelly.
Nah. I'm on mute.
No,
You good
Kelly
now?
was.
Oh, hey, Edmond, I got a question about that. I say this individual it was after practice and volunteer. If nobody was forced. We pray before games. So who is the guy that picks and chooses who violates that particular law?
Well, it's different. We just had a Supreme Court case about, the prayer situation, because that made it all the way to the Supreme Court. I think as long as it's voluntary and it's a volunteer type of activity, that may be okay. But what would have probably made that even better if he would have told those kids, meet me down the street of the creek. And, if your parents are okay with it, we'll go down the street and we're off school property. But the thing about it is you're on school property with a preacher baptizing kids on school property, which is government property.
Yeah, and
that's what I was gonna say. If he would have done this down the street, or at the rec department or whatever, then it wouldn't have been a big issue. I
think it still would have been an issue with something.
Well, it would have been an issue with the parents who probably,
yes,
some who didn't know or some who did know. But for as on the school, he still would have had his job.
So was it a violation with the parents, or was it a violation for state and federal law?
Well, you can't.
Was it a moral?
Educator, I can't
Was it a moral violation? That's what I'm saying. It sounds like to me the man got. We pray. Yeah, I'm from Glennville. You know that. We pray before the game.
Absolutely.
We pray.
Absolutely.
We pray.
Absolutely.
We do all that. All right. We also. They're gonna say because he got they had the baptism on the ground. To me, that was a cop out. You know what I'm saying? I think this was a way to get rid of him.
Yeah.
I think that the parents that had a problem would have had a problem regardless.
Yeah.
They would have had a problem regardless. You know what I'm saying? So,
but as long as it was volunteer, a volunteer thing, and the kids volunteered, I don't think there would be nothing wrong with that. I have to, check on that. But because you have Christian clubs where they meet before school, the Bible club and things like that. As long as it's voluntary and it's not forced on them, but we don't know that, and so I think that's the issue. But like you said, I think is a bigger issue there from what I hear and gather is that he was already on the hot seat for his record, but they might have moved hastily. It should have weighed the ramifications of firing him after this thing took place versus, letting him know up ahead of time that he was not going to be the coach next year.
Yeah, I'll say
that's stuff that's part of the school. What you said, Evan, about the Christians, the Bible club, and all that. That's stuff that the school, organize and everything. So that won't be an issue.
Well, the school don't organize it. Like if I was a teacher and I wanted to start a Bible club, I can do that volunteer, but I can't force kids to come. Kids can sign up to be a part of the Bible club.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't think he forced anybody to go to baptize.
Yeah.
I just don't think. I think this was just something to cover it up from his record and his, accountability not winning games.
Was he the first black head football coach?
Yes.
Man down.
But
No, man. Kenny Murphy was Kelly uncle. Kenny was the head. He was the first black head coach.
Man,
I'm hey. I was the best with cuz. I had the best with it.
But no,
Kelly got technical difficulties.
I cut out for my my audio cut out for a minute, but as far as my take on it, I agree with the concept. That I don't have any problems with the concept as far as I don't think any of the children were forced to do it. They did it by their own will. But in this day and age, we know that there's certain protocol we have to follow. And my understanding was it was on school property. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So being that it was on school property, that was a red flag. And then the fact that some of the parents, these are high school students. Some of the parents weren't even aware that the kids were doing it. So, there's certain protocol that you still have to, you have to follow. And I feel like if it wasn't on school property, if the parents were aware, fully aware, I don't think anything would have been said.
But that's between the
Or
parent
anything
and the
could have been
kid.
said.
To me,
Exactly.
that's between the parent and the kid.
As far
I'm
as
pretty
them
sure that
telling
parent
them,
don't know everything that kid doing anyway. To me, that's a cop out.
heck, our
My
parents
son.
didn't know half of what we was doing.
Yeah, but if my son tells me that he came home and he got baptized, the conversation is gonna be between me and him. I'm gonna say,
Exactly.
why did you get baptized? Why did you go through that? Why did you need that? I will go talk to him. I don't need to talk to the guy that baptized him because I'm pretty sure he didn't
No.
go up there and say, hey, Ray Sean, you got to be here at 2:00 so I can baptize you.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not against that. My whole thing is I think the whole problem was what really put it, gave them a leg to stand on was the fact that it was on school property. Had it not have been on school property, I don't think anything would have been said.
I think some parents. I think.
And I agree with Marjorie. I agree.
Until some parents went and said something. I had to be some parents to go to the school and say, "Hey,
Well,
God,
wasn't it on Facebook or somewhere? They posted it.
Yeah, he posted on Facebook. He posted the whole thing on Facebook. What I'm telling you, he made some bad moves.
Yeah, that was
you know what I'm saying?
decision.
He made some bad moves.
Already.
If it was about the kids and if it was about the baptism, then why'd he put it on Facebook? He wanted attention. He wanted attention. He got it.
Just did what he did.
Right. So I'm gonna pick
But
it back
I agree
off
with Marjorie, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off Roderick because just like you said about the attention, the scripture, Jesus clearly said, hey, if you do stuff for the attention of men, then that's gonna be your reward. Well, he posted it on the Tattnall County football page, so that page is owned by the Tattnall County school system. He did it on the school grounds.
I didn't know that.
He used school resources, and so the attention he got was the attention that comes with that. So if it was like Roger said, if it was about the kids, then you don't and about their salvation, then you don't really have to post it on social media. Now, yeah, people are going. Those are the main three issues, but there are stories that say that's not why he got fired, right? And I'm a Christian.
I heard that too. And I agree, Micah. I take it the same way, like people when they post, like when they're giving somebody a token or something that they giving them shoes or they're giving people money and they record it on social media. I feel the same way about that.
Yeah.
I mean, if your heart is really in the right place, then why did you have to do that?
Yeah.
And I agree with Marjorie,
the media probably ran with that story because it was more sensational and controversy.
It was.
So it's national now.
Yeah. And we see why it's national.
I agree with Marjorie, right? So when you get baptized at church, they give you a date for your baptism, right? So you could at least put together a letter to send to the parents and say, look, we plan to baptize your child. Your child accepted the Lord Jesus as their Savior, and we're going to baptize them. So are you okay? Sign here, and then everything would have been all right. So, but you baptizing these folks' kids without them knowing, although we look at it as a good thing because we are Christians, and that oftentimes when you are in the majority or you have the upper hand, we look at things as being okay. Oh, it's nothing wrong with that. But let's say you was on the other foot, right? And that was another religion converting your child. How would you feel about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I feel the same way. It's no different. You know, I had one of my kids. Um, there are certain religious groups that travel around on certain days of the week and come to people's houses. Well, I had them come to my house and knock on the door and said they were looking for one of my kids. I said, "For who? You looking for who?" And they told me, "Well, we had a conversation with him." I said, "Oh, well, if you did, you ain't gonna have no more." And that was the end of the conversation because I said he's a minor, and in this house, you know, this is what we do. So regardless of what he had the conversation with you or not, no, I'm the martial law here, and that was that. So
Good
yes, you
stuff.
have
Good
to get
stuff.
permission. You can't just talk to kid or do things like that with minors. I mean, you just can't.
Yeah, and I agree with that. There's a time and place for everything. I'm like Edmond. I mean, why didn't you go to the church or go to the preacher's church that was baptizing them and have that done? So, good conversation.
Absolutely.
We're gonna keep the show moving. Good feedback from everyone's perspective. Next topic: who should the next coach be? What should the next coach look like? What experience? What performance record? Who should we hire Roderick King for the next coach?
I ain't Glennville don't got to make no.
Hey, Mike. Hey,
Might not be able to get away with that in these days and time.
Hey, Michael, you saw that skit I sent to this slick being a teacher?
Yeah, they ain't ready. They don't want
exactly
me.
how he gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
I'm
they
gonna
gonna
choke
be down
every
to
last one of
they'll
y'all.
be down to 11 players going both
11.
ways.
I had 11 of them. All
He'll
of
be
all
fired.
of all of them family members. They marvelous sharks and kings. That's it. Everybody else got to go. Marvelous sharks and kings, bro. You dope. Got by.
Yeah, and a blast from the past actually reached out to me over the last couple of days inquiring about the job, and I told I really wasn't connected there like that. But Coach Mike Thompson, who coached us, was inquiring and was wondering would people be interested in him coming back, and I told him I couldn't answer that, but he could reach out to see what the qualifications they're looking for in a coach. But what are you guys' thought if you were in a hiring position? Would you rehire him?
Well, I think I'm gonna be honest with you. If you go back and look when Mike Thompson first got hired, we were coming off of a season where I think we won 2 games.
Yeah.
All right, we won 2 games, and at the time, Glennville, not Tattnall. Glennville was shooting out close to 100 kids. All right, Mike Thompson came in his first year coaching. He suited out 36 kids, and he went 6-4.
Right.
All right. So that shows me that he can build. And then he had us fooled up that we were good. The following year, a lot more kids got interested. We went 8-2. The next year, I think we went 9-3.
Yeah.
So what I'm telling you is he's established a winning mindset, and I think that's what we're lost in Tattnall County. I don't know how we lost it. Football was our bread and butter. Now them guys are a little bit more of I want to shoot basketball. You know what I'm saying? But football was our bread and butter. We didn't lose games. I look up and I pay attention to Tattnall County, and I try to support them. But you know, bro, it's embarrassing. You got beat by Long County. Long County didn't even have a football team, 10, 15 years ago? And they dominating you guys. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think he'll be a good hire. To me, he's the guy that can come back and establish that winning program and some fight. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't defending Long County. But they're getting a lot of those military families too now.
Man, we just as close to Fort. Hey, we close to Fort Stewart as they are. So, you know, if we were winning, hey, if we were winning in Tattnall County, guess where them kids would be going to school at? Tattnall County.
All right, Tattnall County.
Right. Yeah. Do y'all think it's a disconnect in the community? Because like when we played, the community was heavily involved. Even from the businesses there in the community where they had the booster club who come out and cook and do all of that stuff with us. Like, for instance, me and Big Al came back or went to the Claxton game because it was the 30th year anniversary of when we last played Claxton, and we offered and asked to speak to the team. Coach ignored us. We never heard anything back from him. So that is, you know,
the coach don't know you, hot dog. You know what I'm saying? The coach didn't know you. From my perspective, the coach he's originally from Meta or somewhere.
Right, but then that goes back to his character of not knowing the history of the school. Who set the standard for the school? Who had the best winning team at the school? Like, you should, as a coach, you should go back and look at the history, who was connected to the school and who can give back and maybe make a change for your position.
But
you talking about we were athletes from 30 years ago.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I want to ask y'all a question though, and this for y'all, something that I thought about just growing up. Because all I know is Tattnall County High School. So this question is really for, Shannon and Big Al, Kelly, Roger, you two, you Glennville all the way. But
all dog.
Do you think, because, and this kind of goes to your point, Shannon, other schools that I went to, but go visit, like Metter, it's just Metter. It's no Candler County High School. It's just Metter, one city. Do you think our programs would be more successful if we had just stayed separated and stayed as Glennville High School and Reedsville High School?
No.
Let
me tell you why. If you look at the makeup of the winning high schools in the state of Georgia, outside of 285, all right, outside of 285, most of the schools that are winning are county schools. Burke County, Camden County. You know what I'm saying? Most of the schools. Now, when you get to bigger cities like that's in like Savannah, Richmond Hill is coming up. But other than Richmond Hill, go look, Colquitt County, Lee County, all these are county schools. It's only rare that you see a city school outside of 285 that is very successful. And that's just that you can go look at the records and go look at. That's, to me, that's fact, because all the talent in that county is concentrated into one program. If Glennville and Reedsville back in the day would have put together a team, I think they would have won state a couple times, especially in single A. We probably would have jumped up to double A, but we would have done it. Now, I don't know what happened to Tattnall County. Tattnall County should have been state championship 94, 95. Now Al and Hot Dog gonna have to tell me why y'all didn't, but they should have been state champions. They were one of the biggest single A schools at the time. Y'all had a lot of talent. Tell me why y'all didn't win.
So let me say this real quick. Now, we had good talent at Glennville. I love what we had. Growing in, playing ball with you guys, starting off in my freshman year, man, having guys like, Tom Hoskins, you know what I'm saying, and T-Bone, God rest his soul, you know what I'm saying, Andrew Jenkins, Slick, you guys, you know what I'm saying, growing them until you guys graduate. We had a good team, a great team. When we consolidated, we saw that we had more and better talent on each side coming from Reedsville. We saw that. We knew we was going to dominate, and we pretty much did. Now we got to the playoffs and everything. It got the best of us. I don't want to point fingers. You know what I'm saying? I will say I think our coach got nervous on certain play calls, which we should have had better play calls, especially down on the goal line. I thought that at certain times we should have substituted and went both ways with our side.
That's the key.
That was my biggest thing.
Right there.
Why the hell we can't go both ways? And he only did it with certain people. With Hot Dog, Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Even Phil. He did it both ways. But when it came down to like, hey man, you got these big ass defensive linemen, Calvin Smalls, me, Moan, my cousin Big Moan, Big Dirt. Man, put us on that end, and we'd have outscored any team any day, all the time. But it didn't happen.
Al, I'm gonna fire back with you. None of us played both ways until my senior year. and when I played both ways because Coleman got hurt.
Right.
So to me, that's his MO. He's never played both ways.
But that was a detriment, though, bro.
Right.
That
Look at the grand scheme of things. Even before you started, we playing single A ball. All of us should have been playing both ways.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at I think Washington County, Terrence Edwards, who played the leading receiver for Georgia. In high school, he never came off the field. He was a quarterback, safety, punt returner, kick returner, and they were in a higher classification than us. But I think it was a lot of mindset where we played not to win. We didn't play to win. We played not to lose. And a lot of those big game situations, like jumping out on Southeast Bullock our senior year, 21-7, and ended up losing 22-21. And we leading for 3 quarters. Your senior year, we lose on a Hail Mary. And a lot of things come down to coaching adjustments.
Yep.
I just feel like when we got to Tattnall, he tried to take on a college coach mindset, and he didn't have college coach experience. But we had the numbers, we had the size, so everybody just played one position instead of playing the best position, people at the position on both sides of the field. And then Kelly, I know we talk about it all the time, so if you want to chime in.
Yeah, you got to have your best talent on the field all the time, man. I mean, you can't have your best talent sitting watching the other group, and you know that you can get in and contribute, and you can't because you're standing on the sideline. You know, that's not a winning formula. And then plus, you know, you got a new system. You're bringing in new people in there. You're trying to fit them into a system, trying to see what their strengths and weaknesses are. I mean, it took some time to gel, but I mean, when we got there, you know, we gelled, but still you didn't have some of the best talent there on the floor. I mean, on the field. So that's not to Al's point, that's not a winning formula. You know, I mean, I know we've done it for years, but that don't mean that was the right way of doing it. And so I think that's a detriment to us.
Right, because I thought when we merged, we was gonna be able to get that because of you look at that side of the you know, Reedsville guys, you know, Jermaine, I forgot old boy name that played tight end.
Marshall.
Smith, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got guys like that who could have easily came and played defensive end, you know, rotate, you know what I'm saying? Because of their size and their technique, and then they skill play, but we didn't go that route. And that always blew me about why we couldn't go this route. And we didn't have no say so. I mean, we had a tug of war with coaches just beginning our freshman year with Coach Scott and Coach Thompson, you know. Coach Scott still wanted, you know, he been coach of Reedsville for years. He didn't want to let that go.
Yeah, and then to piggyback on that, mentality tells you a lot. If you think about it, Slick, Reedsville never beat us except your freshman year when we was in school. So they actually had to learn how to win, how to learn in certain situations. And we came in with a different mentality of we're used to winning. So we probably only lost 4 games in 2 years before we got there. And then having to teach them how to win in certain situations, tight games, big games, not giving up leads. And then it just combining with Reedsville itself was a challenge because there was fights every day. There was fights with guys on the football team.
Yeah,
the chemistry had to build over
I can tell you this. I think that the basketball hire. Now, granted that you know that's my blood, that's my first cousin, but I thought that was a great hire. Not only is he young, I think he's knowledgeable of the game and he's homegrown, so he's invested. I can see how he's working with the kids. He's coaching family members. He's coaching his son. He's starting when them kids are about 5 or 7. He's building the foundation. So I don't know if we got that type of kid person out there.
We do.
I don't know. You get what I'm saying?
I can say that we do. There's people that I have in mind right now who have played, a couple who play football on the next level. And there's another coach I know who has had success getting 2 of his players played at Long County under him. They didn't have a winning record, but they're in the NFL right now. So he's had success, and he went and had coaching success at other schools. And again, we got other ones who have went and left and had coaching success at other schools, but they don't coach at Tattnall County because they don't they don't really like how the basketball hire was made. The football hire was not won't be made the same way unless it's like pushed for, unless they kind of come back home first. But they don't want to come back home first because then that might risk the rest of their coaching career. I mean, they're off building programs, helping other schools build programs and be successful right here close to us. So we talk about one is in Vidalia right now, homegrown, smart coach, smart offensive mind, help better win region championship after region
what's his
championship.
name?
I said it's Kenny Murphy.
No. That's this guy Eric McNair. He graduated with me.
Okay.
What about Calhoun?
I think he's done with coaching. But Kenny Murphy, great defensive mind. Was a great player, played at the next level, understands what it takes to win at the next level. And then there's Brandon Harton, who is a coach now, I think, in North Georgia somewhere. Again, play football at the next level. I think he's in Gwinnett now. But bringing all them back, or just bringing that wealth, and not even if we got one or two of them to come back.
Oh man, you know, Tattnall County ain't finna pay no coach either, bro. You got to teach it. Hey, you got to teach.
They don't want to pay.
You got to teach 3 classes. You're gonna have to teach 3 classes.
Got to drive the bus.
Yeah, you got to drive the bus, bro. You got to wash the uniform. So
they ain't got
they
no
don't want to
Bobby
win.
Ford. They need a Bobby Ford back. You know what I'm saying? They need a coach and a Bobby Ford, and hey, they got to win the season.
Bobby Ford, Pee Wee Jordan. You need managers like that too.
God rest his soul, Bernard, Big holding that camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Good topic. Last thing I'll say on this is I think we combined with Tattnall, with Reedsville a year too late, because I feel like if we'd have combined your senior year, Roderick,
we'd have won state
in several sports.
Not every day.
Not just track, but several sports.
Easy.
So, all right, moving on to the next topic. And if you're just tuning in, this is the Corner Store Podcast. I know we probably bored some of the females with that talk, but we're going to bring it right back right here. And we have some HBCU alums on, me being one and Edmond being one. And Kelly also attended HBCU and now has a daughter at HBCU. And Al has a daughter that graduated HBCU. What are you guys' opinion of the HBCU experience? Like I've heard Shannon Sharp say, even if you didn't go to HBCU, you should at least experience the HBCU homecoming because it could be life changing. So what are you guys?
Most definitely, man. One of the best experiences.
Most definitely.
I love it.
Most definitely.
You know,
one of the best experiences of my life.
Absolutely.
Did y'all go to class?
Yeah, you still got great
education. The thing about HBCUs for me that was beneficial for me was coming from Tattnall County, where you're the minority, but you go to Atlanta and now you're at HBCU. Everybody's from different walks of life. I mean, the band, it's funny. I went to my first football game and I was like, y'all, it's halftime. I'm going to concession stand. They was like, no, we not. I was like, for what? We stand here for the band. I was like, the band? Man, where I come from, the band suck, but the life, but the life at HBCU, your professors, they care for you. They will make sure you are successful. They're hard on you. I would not be where I am today if I didn't have the professors that I had at HBCU. Now the downside of HBCUs, now you got to deal with a lot. I had to deal with the boiler going out where there was no heat, no hot water. But because of me coming from Glennville and came up on the rough side of the mountain, while everybody else struggling who come from means, I knew how to heat water in the microwave and take me a bath while everybody else was stinking because I had those survival skills. But HBCUs are a great place. But I'm kind of conflicted now. Because I spent that time there and I got in 3 years, I'm about to have one to go. I don't know if I want my child to go to HBCU, to be quite honest. And I know that may be with some people.
So why do you say that, Edmond? Why do you say you don't know if you want your child to go to?
Because the issue I'm having with HBCUs, I think that we have not learned from a lot of the mistakes. They're still dealing with some of the stuff I had to deal with, financial aid not being posted, horrible living conditions and things like that. And, you know, those are the things I'm in dilemma because I'm conflicted there. I want him to go to HBCU, but then I don't want him to go to HBCU. But if you go to one, you're going to the best.
But you know, if your son goes to the HBCU, that he's going to be cared for. He's going to have the resources as far as the network and connections that he needs when he graduates. That he has a connection where he can reach out at any time. At PWIs, not necessarily, because there you're just a number, right? And you get lost in the shuffle. But HBCUs where the professors know your name personally, right? And care about you and even write letters on your behalf. I mean, so the experience and what you get from it, you know, you have some, you know, bumpy roads here and there with financial aid and, you know, some of the other things, but the experience alone, the quality of the education is just on par with the PWIs. You can't beat it, you know. And that's
no. Don't get me wrong. Education. Yeah, education is top tier. So don't let nobody else tell you that HBCU. Matter of fact, I think I've been to some PWIs for my master's degrees and undergrad. HBCUs are nothing to play with when it comes to, you know, the curriculum, the professors. These folks are some of the best in their field. So I'm not talking. This is some of the exterior things that I have, you know, some issues with. But I'm not totally all for HBCUs because HBCU changed my life. Right.
I got you.
You
got an athlete coming up.
Yeah, that's a good segue, Roger.
Hey, you got an athlete coming up, coming down the pipeline, right? And
absolutely.
So this is my issue. All right, my son is priority. Okay, my boys are priority, and I'm supposed to put them in the best position as possible. So when it came down, some people were asking me, say, why your son didn't go to Savannah State or South Carolina State, HBCU? I said, well, he had an opportunity to go to Northeastern. Northeastern is a great academic school. And their resources right now are unmatched. You know what I'm saying? My son got hurt the first week he was there. Do you know that he had an MRI within 12 hours on that particular injury? Now, let's go back to Albany State there, or Savannah State there. Where you go to school at? I thought you went to Georgia Southern, Kelly, but where did you go to school?
You went to Morris Brown.
Yeah. Quick caveat, Roger. Quick caveat to your story. You said it took him how long to get an MRI?
12 hours.
I broke my foot my sophomore year, and they told me it was turf toe, and I played 2 games for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
And had a broken foot. So,
my question, hey, this boy got an MRI. I ain't said x-rays. I'm not saying this boy had he was sitting in Boston University Hospital within 12 hours getting an MRI. So when you want me to sacrifice the best thing that ever came from me, which is my kids, to have them suffer. I ain't gonna say suffer. That's the wrong term. To have them sacrifice for the betterment of the group, it ain't happening.
Appreciate it, bro.
Until one of the PWIs, until one of the HBCUs start performing like a PWI in the other categories, other than education. I'm talking about food, housing, medical. When they start performing in that area, then I'm good with it.
Let me ask you this.
For us, it's only one school that is on the radar that he likes because he wants to be an engineer and they have a good track program, and that's North Carolina A&T.
Yeah, I'm finna say A&T.
Let me ask you this, Edmond. Do you think that with all the funding for HBCUs, kind of going back to politics, but still related, but do you think with all the funding with the HBCUs, is there going to be like a legislative follow-up to kind of ensure that they use those funds correctly, and that, to Roger's point, they do start performing, on par with some of the PWIs in those other categories.
Well, the problem is, and this was a study that came out, many of these land grant institutions have been underfunded for years. I think Tennessee State is owed hundreds of millions of dollars from the state of Tennessee. They were siphoning off the money, giving it to Knoxville, to the University of Tennessee. And so many of our HBCUs, especially like our Fort Valleys, our Albany States, our Savannah States, have been underfunded, and the state hasn't funded them to the level that they should be funded. But a lot of our other HBCUs are private institutions who rely on contributions from outside of our community in order to survive. And the top three are ones get most of the money. That's your Morehouse, Spelman's, Howards, and those three right there suck up a lot of the resources. They have endowments. Many of the other private institutions don't, and most people don't understand that most HBCUs, especially in the state of Georgia, was founded by white people. The only school that was founded by black people was Morris Brown. It was founded by former slaves. And why you think that school always gets the biggest hit when it comes to finances and other things like that? Because it's a struggle.
Gotcha. Yeah. And that's a great feedback. I mean, one of the members in the chat, my niece Sydney Murphy, says, how can they perform at that level if they aren't getting y'all support? Which is a valid question, because I remember the issue with Dion leaving coming up, and then there were so many people who didn't even attend HBCUs was downplaying him leaving and didn't want him to leave and all of that. So, and come to find out, a lot of them don't even donate.
Y'all say numbers. You said earlier segment, y'all said numbers don't lie. You know what I'm saying? In politics, you said numbers don't lie. All right.
Jay-Z said men and women lie, but numbers don't.
They were paying Dion $250,000, which he had to pay his staff out of that. His current salary out there in Boulder, Colorado, is millions of dollars. To me, that's a non-starter right there. Man, I'm out. I don't care what you say. Y'all, you can call me what you want to call me. Now, when it comes to support, what I'm telling you is, I almost grew up on Savannah State. My aunt kept us involved in Savannah State all the time. What I'm telling you is, if my kid had an opportunity to go to school free, and we take visits, and I go to the Savannah State dorm, and it's not up to par, I'm not chalking it up as of, hey, it's an HBCU. We need to go in there and support them. They don't have any hot water. No, I'm not doing that. I just don't think that's fair to even ask me to do that. It's different if that's the only option I had. But when you have options, when you have options, they're gonna have to tighten up. They got to build. Beautify. Right now with our young kids, it's about rooms. It's about the way the rooms look. It's about what the eating establishments are. It's about the how the gym look. That's what's attracting. I done been on several college campuses visiting my kid, and the first thing he want to know, what the room look like. After the room, he want to know what the food look like. That's his priority. So if we're going to attract these kids, then we got to step it up in those areas. That means you got to spend a little bit of money. That means if your president is making $250,000, then he might need to cut back and make $200,000.
Yeah, or just get the alumni to chip in more than what they're chipping in.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. And that's another thing. Let's be honest, and no one talks about that. Alumni giving has to go up. But see, that's tied to historical the wealth gap in our country. I mean, many of us who graduate from HBCUs are first generation college graduates. So when we graduate, we getting up on our feet. We don't come from the legacy of money where, oh, I'm going back and work for the family business and I can go write a check for $1 million a year. Well, University of Georgia has that, we don't. And so now we have to on that and build wealth and then try to get back. But any little bit counts. So get back. We need it.
Big facts. All right, good topic. The hour's getting long, guys, so we're gonna run through these and not prolong them too much. But good show. None of y'all have to cook tonight, do you? I know Roderick getting that honey baked ham.
Honey baked ham. Hey, I don't even know who making the stuffing, man. If it's my sister-in-law making the stuffing, bro, I'm going to Popeyes in the morning.
The fact that you said stuffing tell us everything we need to know.
That's all we need to know.
Y'all may be eating that stove top.
They talking about one year they were talking about healthy greens. I was like, what the healthy greens? Hey, nature seasoning on the doggone greens, bro. Oh man, look at him, bro.
Oh my God. So
y'all pray for me tomorrow, bro.
Yeah, man. Just make sure they don't have no raisins in the potato salad.
He gonna have raisins on top of that potato.
They gonna have raisins.
They gonna have mushroom.
That's what he gonna have. He gonna be.
They gonna have some raisins.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
speaking of that topic, man. Go ahead.
No,
well, speaking of that topic, what is the most exotic dish a family member has brought to Thanksgiving?
Coon.
I say mountain oysters for me.
What the hell is a mountain oyster?
Okay,
how you from Glennville and don't know what
bro,
a mountain oyster?
I don't even eat dark chicken, bro. So
I don't eat it either, but I know what it is.
Slick, I asked him that yesterday too. What the hell is a mountain oyster?
Man, you know what a mountain oyster is.
Explain this, Shannon.
Kelly, I ain't know nothing about those damn mountain oysters.
Man,
comment in the chat if y'all know what mountain oysters are, because I heard this.
Y'all still ain't answer the question.
Mountain oysters is goat nuts.
Turkey bones or something?
Goat nuts
or something like that. Yeah.
Bro, I don't even eat goat. Why would I don't even eat goat. Why would I eat goat? Y'all eat anything. Y'all eat anything, bro. Anything.
I don't eat it, but I asked what it was. They said mountain oyster. I was like, what is that? And then that's what it said. It was goat testicles.
After you done ate. I don't eat chitlins, bro. I don't eat chitlins. I don't eat dark chicken. Bro, I'm telling you, man. I grew up in Glennville, but I don't know how. I don't eat potato salad.
Roger, you ain't never eat chitlins.
Well, you know what?
No, never had chitlins.
You ain't never had them before.
You sound like you gonna be all right tomorrow, then.
Yeah. You getting the meal you deserve tomorrow.
But nah, bro. You can ask grandma, man. I don't eat potato salad, bro. I don't eat chitlins. Hey, I brought my wife one year to Thanksgiving, her first Thanksgiving at the King's house. So granddaddy them, they grow, they had them goats in the yard that they grow all year long, and they chop that joke up. Yeah. So I don't eat none of that. So I warned her. I said, hey, you need to make sure you know what you eating before you go in that thing, in that oven. So she go and ask grandma, she said, where the turkey at? Well, grandma had the turkey on the bottom rack, and she had a coon look like a burnt cat in there. Hey, it looked like a burnt cat in the pan, right? My wife goes in there, she opened up the thing, oven, she sees the burnt cat, which is coon. She said, we ain't been back there for Thanksgiving since, bro. Bro, that was 20 years ago. To this day, my wife still talk about that.
Oh
my God. Y'all eat cats down there.
That's hilarious, bro. So what's some of your favorite dishes, man? After you finish your meal, what is the go-to dessert? Pie,
pecan pie, bro.
Pecan pie, yeah.
Sweet potato, pecan.
Sweet potato.
Red velvet.
Yeah.
Yeah, red velvet, the best cake on earth.
Yeah, red velvet.
Yeah.
Everybody can't make no red velvet too now.
No, yeah.
But I can tell you.
Yeah, you're right about that.
If you don't know how to make nothing and you ain't been practicing, Don't your ass start tomorrow. Don't change your name.
They gonna wait the Thanksgiving the scrimmage gotta cook.
Yeah, don't try nothing new. Hey, don't try nothing new. You know what I'm saying? Don't add no extra. Talking about whether the macaroni was a little fluffy. I'm gonna add something else to it. Nope, you just go with the fluff. Go with whatever you got going on.
Yeah,
don't practice tomorrow.
We don't need your dry macaroni and cheese.
So speaking of can't cook the certain dish, what about the people who can't cook nothing? How do y'all tell them not to bring anything?
Man,
stay out of the kitchen.
Cups and
Stay out of the
napkins.
kitchen.
We got
Grab some ice.
you grab the cups. Hey, you on cup duty, napkin duty.
Slick, yeah.
I have to be forceful, man. People say I'm too blunt, man. People say I'm too blunt, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I look forward to Thanksgiving, Christmas, and stuff like that, man. So I don't need for you to come in there and trying to cook some healthy greens, talking about non-dairy macaroni cheese, spinach on your salad. I ain't got time for all that noise, man. I'm here to get fat. I want to eat. I want grease. I want to be laid up. My blood pressure should be like 192 by 6 o'clock. 192. My cholesterol need to be high. I'm telling you,
just come out here talking about health, and you talking about all that.
Man, Mark. Hey,
he said it's only one day though. 1 day.
Hey, 1 day, bro. Hey, we get 1 day out the year. You know what I'm saying?
Thanksgiving.
I'm a diabetic myself, but you know what I'm finna do tomorrow? I'm probably gonna eat a half of a red velvet cake, and
then you take your medication.
I already told my doctor that. So I ain't even lied to him. Hey, bro, it's going to be messed up on Thanksgiving. I'm not trying to do nothing but eat.
Hey, so go ahead in the doors 1 day, bro. And it's about fellowshipping and indulging, enjoying family, enjoy your food. So
yeah, don't come here with that health talk, bro. It's fat boy season. Okay? This is what we gonna eat, bro. Don't come with that health talk tomorrow. Hey, make sure y'all get it in the morning.
Hey, right.
Hey,
man.
And I want plate, bro. Hey, you know and I want that damn Shasta. I want that Shasta soda. I want me a great Shasta soda.
What happened to check? I know a lot of families drink
check Shasta. The cheaper it is, the better. That's what I want.
Red pop bagel, and that's all I eat with.
Which flavor?
A red pop bagel.
I want grape orange, bro.
Grape soda.
He want the black flavors.
Yeah.
So in other words, Roger, you ready to go see your uncles now?
No. Hey, I got my medicine, bro.
Man, go take your medicine time you wake up in the morning, bro.
You damn right.
That's what I do. I'll take the first thing in the morning. It's out of the way. Let's go.
I be over there asleep. I done passed out from a sugar coma. They think I'm over there taking a nap.
Please give me 2 hours. You ready to go back again? Hey, 2 hours. You ready to go back again?
Oh my God!
All you gotta do is shake it off. Shake it off. Take your shot. Take you a pill and go right back for seconds.
Hey, Slick, I gotta steal that one. I heard of the itis, but I ain't never heard of sugar coma. I got
bro. I get that shit when I eat ice cream, man. I eat ice cream, man. I wake up, I don't know what happened the last 3 hours.
Oh, that's funny.
God. Oh my God.
Oh,
hey, well, y'all know what me and Slick gonna be at tomorrow if y'all call us in a coma.
Yep.
Let me ask you this.
I don't know though. I don't know.
Hey, we don't know about him. We don't know if the food good.
I don't know, bro. Yeah, I might. Them jokers ain't. My wife the only person that's cooking tomorrow. She cooking the macaroni and cheese, so I know that's gonna be legit.
Hey,
everybody else
eating pumpkin pie tomorrow. He gonna be eating pumpkin pie tomorrow.
I ain't no goddamn pumpkin pie.
You probably want to go ahead and buy your cakes right now. You might.
I'm finna go to Walmart now and go get my pie because I know they ain't got none.
You need to go get some little
Hey, you
Debbie
want to
cakes
get that
right
patty
now,
pie?
'cause
You go
you know
I'm
they
finna
gonna
go
want
to
that money.
Walmart to the bakery. I'm gonna get everything they got over there. That fake red velvet they got
Hey,
over there. I'm gonna get that
Hey,
shit. I'm gonna get that pecan pie because I
why you
know they ain't
messing
got it.
around?
go
That
find
patty sweet
Walmart
potato
and
pie
get your
good.
patty pie, bro.
Yeah.
So
Go
let me
That
ask
patty
you
pie
this.
is
pie so
good,
you be all
man.
right tomorrow.
So let me ask you this. I pretty much know your question answer, Roderick. A lot of my friends don't eat leftovers.
Shit.
Do you
Shit.
all eat
Shoot.
leftovers after Thanksgiving? And
Heck
when is
yeah.
it time to throw the leftovers away? Do you eat
Man,
them all the
tell
way
me
to
8
the next
days.
Thursday?
Sunday.
You
Monday,
tell me, hold
Sunday.
on.
Monday,
Man,
Monday.
at least a week,
Let it
bro.
be left over
A
till
week.
Sunday for Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm gonna eat turkey for a week.
Oh my God. Comment in the
Oh,
chat. How
God.
long is too
Hey,
long to
you
Oh,
gonna
eat
be
man.
sick
Thanksgiving
now.
leftovers?
You gonna
Nah,
be
bro.
sick. You gonna be sick.
No, shit, no.
We'll have
Hey,
stuff
My, hey,
growing on the
Click.
food by next Thursday.
hey,
Hey, you gonna have all type of bacteria, but you gonna have E. coli.
You're
hey,
gonna be in a
see,
different kind of coma.
hey, that's what y'all get for having that cheap, them cheap refrigerators. See, my refrigerator's top notch. That chick going, hey, 7 days, I'm gonna be eating, yeah,
And
breakfast,
Hey,
lunch, and dinner, bro.
I don't care
Breakfast,
what
lunch, and
kind of
dinner.
refrigerator you got for that meal
Exactly.
tomorrow, bro. You
Ain't
can have a
gonna take but those
Samsung
7 days.
3000 for that honey baked you got tomorrow, bro.
Man, I ain't eating
dude,
that honey baked ham, man.
well, his food
I
might
hope they
last a
warm
week.
that.
Hey,
Hey, I hope they warm
hey,
that shit up.
Slick, you lying. You gonna get 2 pieces of bread and slap that ham on that bread and go at it, bro.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
know who you fooling. You
Hey, you
know
gonna
you
be
eat
about to
like
choke. You gonna be
you
about
know
to
you gonna
choke till you
eat
get that
that
Shasta.
I'm going to Popeyes. That's where
ham.
I'm going. I'm going to Popeyes, man. Get that Cajun turkey.
Oh my God, man,
Hey,
good
just go
Right.
get
stuff.
your
I knew we'd get
rotisserie
to the
chicken
fun
from
part.
Walmart. Call it a day.
Yeah,
Hey,
that'll
where
work.
we at, hot dog? How much time we got, Shannon?
Man, nobody got to work tomorrow, so and y'all ain't cooking, so we got it however long. We only got a couple of more topics. Next topic, and for those who are tuning in that aren't for Glennville, there are a lot of big moves that was done, models that was made up during Glennville. Things like the lottery, Instacart, Uber Eats, and we have two of the people who are part of that model with IGA. IGA is one of the first stores I knew that had a jackpot drawing. They'll after you finish grocery shopping, they'll take you home, they'll come pick you up, and all of that stuff. Edmond, Richardson, and Kelly Murphy, tell us about those ventures
Hey,
and
Kelly.
how y'all went through that experience.
Hey, Kelly.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to have to drive people home with their grocery. We can go ride through the hood and pat truck.
Exactly 100 times. I used to pinpoint them coming in the door. I knew which one. I'm going to that register because I know I'm about to take me an hour trip.
Kelly,
Absolutely,
you
dude.
do use the bag grocery at IJ then.
Yes,
And
sir.
take you home.
Take
Kelly,
you
you
home
take your
too.
own?
Yeah, you
Yes,
remember the
sir.
green truck Pat had up there?
Man, I ain't know they were doing
Yeah,
all
we had
that.
that green truck.
Yeah,
Oh
him,
yeah, we
Bone
took groceries,
Drugs.
man. We were not no Uber, but what's the thing? Not Instacart, but yeah, you call your order in and get delivered to you. Man, we had it.
Yeah, so
Hey,
they were way
And
before
had
their time.
credit cards. We had in-store credit, so you could charge your grocery bill.
Right. Yep.
I remember that. And they used to cash checks up there too.
Oh yeah, but I used to hate to have to put them people the checks up there that you knew. Can't take no more checks from such and such, man. And Pat will write there. Pat will put
Write
the
it down
check
in that
right there.
little note. Have a check.
He'll make a copy of that check and put it right there.
Put it right there in the note. Tape it right there.
Well, let me ask y'all this: Who was the in-store security for IGA when y'all were there? Did y'all have to do double
We were.
duty?
Hey, Kelly, we go sit in that window and catch some people shoplifting. Man, that's the funniest thing ever.
Oh yeah, but I wasn't running after nobody. They can have whatever they
Me
want. Y'all ain't paid me
Now
enough money to do all
it was
that.
certain people that I wanted to catch.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
I ain't know IJ was all doing that.
Man, yeah, IGA was
Oh,
the
yeah.
first, bud. One of the first. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
who remember we used to put gas on credit? What was Mr. Landis gas station? Y'all remember his?
Yeah.
Mhm.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
I don't know none of this shit y'all talking about.
Dang, dog, what side of town you grew up on, bro?
Man, I grew up in the middle.
Right across the street.
Green Street.
I don't know how you missed all that.
Yeah, gas was 12. Hey, you can fill up with $10. What y'all credited $10 for?
Oh,
I remember gas like 69 cents a gallon.
I just remember my granddad. Hey, put 10 on it. I'll play you next week.
God damn. Y'all know a whole bunch about Glennville I don't know nothing about, bro.
Man, you was under the table down there at the cafe, man.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. I probably was working.
And across street from Miss Blanche, who was running numbers.
Nah, I know that. I knew that now.
Hey, Slick, you was at Hardest dropping that chicken. That's why.
That's what it was.
Oh my God.
They talking about hen house better. Bro, I used to drop 32. Hey, Claude them.
Hey, let me
drop that 32, bro. I was fresh off that chicken, bro.
Man, boy. I used to love Hardest chicken, especially if Meatball was working. I know he was gonna have the chicken right, boy.
You damn right. Me and Meat was a team, bro.
Hey, we going there for a 2-piece and walk out with an 8-piece.
Hey, don't come in there after no 9 o'clock talking about you gonna get some chicken. Cause all we did was take that cold chicken and put it back in the hot grease.
Damn. Hey, that's why Hardest can't open up in Glennville no more now.
Okay.
They shutting down everywhere though.
Hey, the motherfuckers wasn't paying me but $4 an hour, man.
That's what my
Hey, what you said?
homeboy
Hey, what y'all, okay, I got you 32 right here.
Yeah, I think is Marjorie still on? I had a question for her. I was gonna ask her how much food did you give away at Dairy Queen, and what does that look like in a dollar amount?
Hey, Marjorie, don't answer that. Marjorie, don't answer that.
My cousin Mumu, boy, Mumu gave away food every day.
Yeah, hey, between Marjorie and Mumu, they probably got felonies.
Oh my God, they hit that $1,000 mark.
Yeah, they probably got felony charges pending.
Hey, what was the lady name? Miss what her name
Miss
was?
Peggy.
Peggy.
Oh,
Peggy, my Peggy.
Hey, I ain't now mine. Miss Peggy good with me.
Talking about my Aunt Peggy?
Nah, Peggy called. Peggy called my house. She said she told me that we stole her ice cream.
The whole cake.
Yeah, she told us we stole her ice cream. I was like, Miss Peggy, I ain't steal your ice cream. And that's all I'm gonna tell you on that story.
We done talk Marjorie back up to the stage. She coming to redeem herself.
Nah, Marjorie, don't answer that. I'm telling you.
Hey, Marjorie said we cleaned out the ice cream box. I say you shouldn't have had it on that side.
Ain't it?
Especially by the front door.
I don't know nothing about that. Hey.
Yeah, y'all do.
Hey, they put the ice cream box on this side. Hey, we thought y'all was giving it away.
And had us all cased up there at Dairy Queen.
She called my house. I ain't steal nothing. So I was like, ma'am, I don't know what you're talking about.
I know I stole me a box every week.
I told her I paid for mine.
She called y'all.
Y'all know I stole me a box after football practice. I know I did.
Oh yeah, we know you. Hey, Roderick, I got one for you. Do you remember this?
Don't do it.
Al, is it okay to tell this story, Al?
Which one?
Roderick, do you remember they had Al and Big Jeffrey picture up in Central Pharmacy?
Hey, what you doing, bro?
Hey, listen, man. I had some troubled times in my life, but you know what? Hey, I can teach. I got teachable moments now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely, bro. He got it on.
Tell them they're going too far, Al. They're going too far.
I ain't gonna say all that. You know. Listen, I got thirsty one day. I was thirsty. You know.
Yeah, and right, you know they had the soda box back there by the door.
I
was like you, Slick. I thought that was like, hey, if you thirsty, take a drink when you walk out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got a couple of drinks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, damn, Al, you got a couple of them?
Man, got so many they put a selfie up in the door, told them to keep out.
Hey, me and Big Jeffrey was the first two to headline Central Pharmacy. You know what I'm saying?
They had pictures of y'all up there, bro.
They had Jeffrey picture, biggest date. Do not let do not let this guy back in.
I know Marjorie. Hey, I know Marjorie. I wouldn't even answer about that because between you, I forgot who that other girl was, but y'all should have got felony charges for how much meat y'all gave away.
Look, don't start.
You owe Dairy Queen.
Oh my God!
Man,
You owe Dairy Queen.
let me tell you. Listen, y'all got fed. Y'all got fed good.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And Margie, we
hold on, man, my phone.
Thank you.
Huh?
I said we ain't complained not one time walking out.
And didn't.
Yeah.
And didn't.
Well, once again, thank y'all for tuning in to the Corner Store podcast. We're coming out to our last story of the night. I'm gonna let Big Al do the honors of that. This one went a little long because it's a special Thanksgiving edition and none of us are cooking. So just thought we'd come on and entertain y'all tonight. But Big Al, the fight between Ricky Guess and Latrice Collins.
Listen, we don't condone violence on this show. You know what I'm saying? We don't condone, guys hit women.
Man, I can't hear that.
All we do is tell jokes, and just reminisce back in the day. But this is gonna be a short one, but a funny one, to the ones who was there, Shannon, me, and yourself. But this happened between one of our good friends, Ricky Guess, and Latrice Collins, another one of our good friends. And they were dating at the time, man. And, we had the old Glennville middle school and stuff. We come in there and we hear a bunch of commotion going on in the class. And Ricky and Latrice in there just going at it. Slick, you know how you used to be with you and your girls back in the day. We in there. We like, what the hell going on in here, man? And they just going at it, man. And by the time we got in that classroom and looked around, I guess Ricky done thumped them 1 or 2 times, man. And all we can remember Latrice saying was, "Gone now. We already fired it." You know what I'm saying? And that just took all us out right there.
Yeah, and ever since that, the only thing we got out to fight was we already fight it.
We already fight it. That's all we got out of it.
Y'all so messy.
Trace, we love you. I know you remember that story. You probably don't remember it that way,
but man, all this is a joke. We just having fun,
Yeah,
and man, and we grabbed Ricky and pulled him out of there, man, and went on about our business,
Yeah, definitely. So before we wrap up, any last things, any other stories, jokes, anything you want to bring up before we go save it to the next shows? Oh yeah, we did
Marjorie,
have
what
one
you got,
more.
Marjorie? I know you got some.
No, we got one more.
I'm gonna be quiet because I don't want y'all to start on me.
We got one more, and if you're watching the show, chime in if you're from Glennville. Who was the best mechanic to come through Glennville? And these are the top 3 that came to mind: is Junebug, LC, and Mr. Will with the welding shop right now on Laurel Street. So who would y'all say is the best to come through? Best mechanic.
Started out, Edmond.
Junebug.
That's what I say. I say Junebug.
Junebug.
I say Junebug too, but LC is more memorable for me because of some of the stories and them racing on the back road.
Tell that story, hot dog.
My voice about going from laughing, man. I don't know if I can tell that one, but I try. He talk kind of high pitched. But the story goes, I don't know if it's true or not, but they said LC was coming from Hinesville on 196 one day, and they had a roadblock set up, and you could see the roadblock before you got to it. So LC got out the truck and pulled over and just started cutting somebody's grass to try to outlast the roadblock. Then the people came out there and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" Mr. LC said, "Well, if you ain't want your damn grass cut, you should have told me."
I can't with y'all.
Hey, he was quick on his toes and trying to do a good deed and avoid the law at the same time. So.
Oh wow, that's funny.
Boy, Miss LC what though? Boy, that joker there was a joke. Boy, that joker there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if nothing else, man, that was a great show. I know we went over tonight, but it's a special edition Thanksgiving show. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all fellas and everybody who's out there. Roger, be safe on the road. And if anyone else is traveling, if you're out there watching and you're traveling, be safe on the road tomorrow or this weekend. And until week after next, we'll see y'all then.
Shannon, before you cut off real quick, I just want to say kudos to our parents. You know, a lot of great people came out of Glennville, Georgia. I mean, just look around from the panel of people that are up here now. You guys, you know, it's a lot of great talent, you know, a lot of professionals that actually came out of that small town. So, you know, hats off to our parents and our upbringing.
Yes, sir. And saluting all the ones that can cook food tomorrow. If you can't cook,
boy, you gonna be hungry.
You can't cook, we ain't talking about you.
And we're gonna pray for the ones in that sugar coma.
That's
coma.
Yeah, watch TV or something. Don't go in that kitchen.
We all need to post a picture of our plate to send a slick tomorrow.
Oh, man, don't do that.
We might have to do that.
Don't do it, brother, like that, man.
All
right, fellas. Y'all have a good Thanksgiving, man. I love y'all guys, man. Be safe.
Likewise, man.
All right, y'all.
Love y'all, man.
All right, happy Thanksgiving, fellas.
Yeah,
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.